Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to our virtual junior class parent night meeting. We are going to be sharing a lot of information that will cover graduation, academic expectations, different programs and opportunities for our students. The goal hopefully is that we help inform you as family members as well as our students that we have here at school when we meet with them in order to make senior year transition as smooth as possible. Junior year academically is really where the rubber hits the road. There's a lot of academic requirements and things to get through to put students in a great position for a little less stressful, enjoyable senior year. So hopefully we will accomplish going over a lot of information to help you be informed and help guide your junior student along the way. Information about class rings and Letterman jacket. Our provider is Herf Jones for these two items. You can order class rings and Letterman jackets online. It's available at https://atlgrad.com/schools/. You may also find the direct ordering information and other product information available in the junior class parent handout link that will be provided for this video as well. So definitely do check that out if you are interested as a family. That is optional. However, it's definitely a lot of things that our students and families look forward to for looking at class rings and Letterman jackets. Hello, my name is Jessica Dietrich. I'm one of the counselors here at Lumpkin County High School. I have student last names G through O. I'm going to share with you some information about our upcoming individual student junior meetings. Family are invited to attend those. These are very important for our students with our juniors. We're going to be meeting with them, each junior and counselor individually to discuss their individual graduation plan progress, kind of start looking at some different things and items if we can this year as juniors to prep for what their plans are next year as seniors to hopefully make that a smooth transition. Also during these individual junior parent student meetings, we are going to be looking at entering in our students' interests for electives for their senior year. So going ahead and trying to enter in those initial course registration requests for next school year. Students, our juniors, will be receiving an appointment letter in their first period courses after we return from fall break. That appointment letter will have their pre-scheduled appointment time with their counselor. That appointment has been scheduled during that student's non-academic classes. Families should be receiving a text message about when those appointment letters are coming home with their junior students. So definitely check in with your junior and ask to see a copy of that letter. We encourage our families to attend and join in with that individual junior conference if you are able to. If you are not able to join in person during their pre-scheduled time that will be on that letter, definitely contact your student's counselor to be able to ask if there's a phone or virtual option online through Google Meet where you can join if you're not able to attend in person. So the best way to reach out to us, Ms. Gerard is listed here. She has student last names A through F. Can be contacted at kate.gerard@lumpkinschools.com. My name is Jessica Dietrich. I have student last names G through O. So if you need to look at scheduling a different time or virtual phone option with me, my email is jessica.dietrich@lumpkinschools.com. And Rhonda Irvin, who has students' last names P through Z, her email address is rhonda.irvin@lumpkinschools.com.
Hello, I'm Rhonda Irvin, school counselor for students with last names P through Z. During this presentation, I will be reviewing graduation requirements, individual graduation plans, work-based learning, and a lot of other important information. To graduate from Lumpkin County High School, students must have 28 credits. These credits include 4 credits in English, 9th grade literature, 10th grade literature, either American literature, advanced placement language, or maybe a dual enrollment class, and then a 4th level English class like British literature or a dual enrollment course. Students also have to have 4 credits in math, including Algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, and an upper level course. 4 credits in science, which include either physical science or physics, environmental science or chemistry, biology, and then a 4th level science like forensic science or anatomy and physiology. And students need 4 credits in social studies. These include world history, American government, U.S. history, and economics. Along with these core classes, students must also have 1 credit in health and personal fitness, 3 courses in 1 pathway, such as carpentry, fine arts, modern language. And along with those 3 courses in a pathway, students must also have 8 additional courses to complete their 28 graduation credits. This next slide shows an example of the Individual Graduation Plan, or IGP as we refer to it. And this is a plan that we counselors go over with our students each year. It is a record of all classes that students have taken throughout their high school career here. On the plan, we list all of their core classes, their English classes, their math, science, and social studies. And then we list a modern language credit or credits. Students who are thinking about going straight into a 4-year university need at least 2 credits in 1 modern language. And here on campus we offer Spanish and French, but there are other options as well. Also on here we record their health and PE credit. Another way for students to get a health and PE credit is if they take 3 credits in JROTC. And then we list all of their elective credits as well. There are several important things that students need to know and keep up with. We talk with students about checking their transcript. Their transcript is a document that lists all of the courses that students have taken and their grades. Also, we encourage students to keep up with their GPA, which is a grade point average, and also their IGP, which I just went over, their individual graduation plan. It's also important that students finish a pathway, as I spoke about in the previous slide. Students must have 3 courses in a subject area, and that can be in fine arts or one of the CTAE courses, pathways, modern language, and so forth. Also, students must have at least 2 credits in a modern language in order to be considered acceptance in a 4-year university. And then on here it mentions rigor. Rigor is associated with the Hope Scholarship, which will be talked about a little farther along in this presentation. But rigor refers to at least 4 courses that are considered upper level or advanced courses, like advanced math, science, dual enrollment courses, or advanced placement.
Hey, my name is Kate Gerard, and I'm the counselor for students with the last names A through F. I'm going to talk about the Hope Scholarship on this slide. There's also something called the Hope Grant, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The Hope Scholarship refers to money that the state of Georgia will give students who have a certain grade, a certain GPA, and if they are planning on going to a 4-year college or university for the Hope Scholarship. The Hope Grant deals with technical colleges, and we'll talk about that on the next slide. So to receive the Hope Scholarship, students must have a certain Hope GPA. It is different than their high school transcript GPA. It can get a little tricky, and we can answer any questions about that in our individual meetings we have. But what happens is we upload the transcript from the school to the Georgia Department of Finance, and they give us a Hope transcript for each student. They count different things. Most of the time, they only count academics. Sometimes they'll count academic electives, and they will tell you the weight. So a 4 is an A. So if they get an A in a class, they get 4 points, a 4.0. If they get a B in a class, they get a 3.0. And if they get a C in a class, they get a 2.0. and that is calculated with how many classes that they count. So if a student takes an AP or a dual enrollment class, they still just get a 4.0 for an A, but if they get a B or a C, so a B, they add an extra 0.5 for a 3.5, and a C, they add an extra 0.5 for a 2.5 because those are rigorous courses. And if they get an F, they get a 0, which is also factored into their HOPE GPA. So in order to get the HOPE scholarship money, students must have at least a 3.0 average, which is a B average, in their classes that are calculated by the Georgia Department of Finance. They also have to have something called rigor, which courses, so the only credits taken into account for the HOPE GPA are taken in 9th through 12th grade. So a student who takes 9th grade credit in the 8th grade, they will see that class on their high school transcript, but on the HOPE transcript, it is on there, but it's not calculated into that. Core classes only, so like English, math, science, social studies, modern language, the foreign languages, some academic electives, and sometimes we know what they are and sometimes we don't. So counselors cannot calculate a HOPE GPA for a student. That must come through the Georgia Department of Finance. So how do you view that? You can visit www.gafutures.org. We will make sure the students create their own accounts. So when we have their junior meetings, we will encourage them to do that. If they create their own accounts and they say they're a student of Lumpkin County High School, they can view their student HOPE GPA. It is calculated by the Georgia Student Department of Finance. Now, it is not updated on a regular basis. We only update each semester. So if they view it now, it's just going to take into account their grades that are on their transcript, which was the end of the year last year. In January, once we get their grades for first semester, we will update it again, and they'll be able to view their updated GPA. If you've heard about the HOPE and the Zell Miller scholarships, this is a difference. It's the same pot of money. You cannot get both. So the HOPE is the 3.0 HOPE GPA and 4 rigor courses, and that is roughly between 75 to 88% tuition. I know the slide says 85, but in some situations it is about 88% tuition, which is great. The Zell Miller is part of that, but it's a little bit more. It gives 100% tuition. You have to have the 4 rigor courses, and it is harder to get. You have to have a 3.7 HOPE GPA, which is an A plus, and you do have to take the SAT or ACT. And you have to get a 1200 on the SAT or a 26 on the ACT. They do not super score, so you have to do it in one sitting. So that is something that students can work for and take the SAT and ACT multiple times in order to get the Zell Miller, and that is 100% tuition. Now, these scholarships are only available through the state schools, so the state colleges. So Georgia Tech, UNG, anything that's a public university. The private colleges, for example, Emory, Berry, Piedmont, Burnell, they do not accept the HOPE and the Zell Miller. Sometimes they will take some money off of the tuition to honor it, but they do not do the 75 to 88% tuition for HOPE, and they do not do the 100% tuition for Zell. And that is something that I want everyone to be aware of, just so you don't get your hopes up with that. So what is rigor? To get the HOPE and Zell, the counselors do go through each student's classes to make sure that they have the rigor, but it is up to the student as well to double check that. So any advanced math or science course, meaning Algebra 2 and higher, you can get a rigor course. All academic AP courses and academic dual enrollment courses count. And any foreign language level 2 and above, they also count for rigor. So we'll answer any questions you may have about rigor in our individual meetings. If your student is planning on going to a technical college, then there's also HOPE money for them. This is called the HOPE Grant and the Zell Miller Grant. There's also something called the HOPE Career Grant. So the HOPE Grant is if you're going to go to a college that has a certificate or diploma program, and it's usually about a 2-year college, then the HOPE Grant will pay roughly, again, between 75 and 88% tuition. And once you're in that college, you have to maintain a GPA of a 2.0, which is a C average. To get the Zell Miller Grant, it's 100% tuition, but you must maintain a GPA of a 3.5 average, which is about, it's an A minus, B plus average. To get the grants, there is no stipulation on your GPA, rigor, or test scores. You just have to graduate from a Georgia high school and have been living in Georgia for at least 12 consecutive months. So for at least 1 year, then you can get that money. The HOPE Career Grant is available for specific majors in high need fields, which the governor says every year, this is what we need in Georgia. We need our students to get trained and have the profession in certain fields. And you can look that up on georgiafutures.org as well. What the HOPE Career Grant does is it will pay 100% tuition and all the fees for a certain fields. And there are a lot of those to go into. This is a great program. The technical colleges are amazing in Georgia, and it's definitely something that can save money and also get you into the workforce a lot sooner. Some of you may or may not have heard about dual enrollment. So what is dual enrollment? Dual enrollment is the opportunity for students to take a college or technical college course and it count for not only high school credit, but also college credit. For example, if a student is taking their 9th, 10th, 11th grade English, they may choose to take the college freshman English called English 1101, and that will count for their high school 4th English, and also it will count toward college. It is a college class. It is a process and something that if you are interested, your student is interested in, you definitely need to talk to your counselor, and we need to start with the application process. Scheduling a meeting is the first step. You definitely need to talk to your counselor to determine what is your best fit, if it's right for you, and what you're looking to do. You have to apply to the college. So if you want to go to technical college or a 4-year college, we need to think about which one you want to apply to. We need to submit a transcript, which counselors will do. You just have to let us know. And then if you have to take the SAT, ACT, or Accuplacer to get into that college, that will be something that needs to happen a couple months in advance before you can apply. There is a dual enrollment funding application on georgiafutures.org that is also something the student has to do. So the student has to do all these things. The student has to apply to college. The student has to let us know to submit the transcript. The student has to take the SAT, ACT, or Accuplacer if it's necessary. The student also has to complete the dual enrollment funding application on georgiafutures.org. This is something that the student is responsible for. So if interested in dual enrollment for spring of 2023 or next year, that spring means January of 2023 or the next school year, please come talk to your counselor as soon as possible. Complete the college dual enrollment application and submit those items. For UNG, you must have a qualifying test score and a GPA. So the test scores for SAT and ACT are what they take. You also must do the funding application with parental approval. So a student fills that out, puts a parent's email address in there. The parent gets the email and has to approve that they know that their student is doing dual enrollment. What we need to consider is your schedule, extracurricular activities, your HOPE average, which can either prevent you from getting in or help you get in, your course load, and your long-term goals. And this is something we'll talk about in our individual meetings. Different colleges that we go through right now are North Georgia Technical College, Lanier Technical College, University of North Georgia, and some other colleges like Young Harris. that do have an online program for the students. Lumpkin County High School offers a wonderful opportunity where Lanier Tech will come on campus to the high school and teach academic classes. So a lot of the classes from Lanier Tech, if they're academic, will transfer to the University System of Georgia colleges, which is amazing. We talked about English 1101. That will transfer to most any college in the United States, but definitely to the colleges in Georgia. So if you're interested, please scan the QR code and complete the interest form. Mr. Jason Limley will be in touch in the next month to discuss options and walk you through the application process for Lanier Tech. So this is just for Lanier Tech. So the courses that we do offer, and if you're interested, the class has to have, I think, 8 or more kids to make: English 1101, English 1102, college algebra, which is math 1111, pre-calculus, which is math 1113, and intro to statistics, which is math 1127. All of these do count for Hope Rigor, and they do count for college credit. Now, they also affect your GPA, your high school GPA, so keep in mind that these courses do go on your high school transcript and do affect your GPA. Post-secondary planning is planning for after graduation. So when we're talking with each student, which is their junior meeting, we are going to talk about their graduation requirements. Make sure the students know what they need to graduate. We went through this earlier, but just to refresh, for students to graduate, they must have at least 28 credits. If they start at Lumpkin County High School in 9th grade and go all the way through to 12th grade, if they pass everything, they will have at least 32 credits. The junior meeting with your counselor is imperative. We will make those schedules, and the student is responsible for coming when they're called to come to the counselor. We will talk about plans after graduation, whether it be college, workforce, military, and we want to make sure that we can help your students meet those goals and be prepared for those goals. But we have to know so we can help them. If the college they're going to requires the SAT or ACT, we want to make sure that they have that information and that they realize what they need to get into that college based on those scores. There's lots of different places you can research colleges and careers. We've talked about Georgia Futures before. That is a great website to go and look for different colleges, different careers, scholarships, and those kind of things.
Here at Lumpkin County High School, our juniors and seniors have the opportunity to be a part of our WorkBased Learning program, and this is a great program led by Paula Cooper. As part of this program, students can gain career-related experience. They can also explore different career interests. Some of our students have internships and apprenticeships, and through these avenues, students have a chance to learn employability skills, and they are given an opportunity to network with area businesses. Your attendance here at school is extremely important. There's been lots of research through the years that show that students who attend school regularly achieve much higher levels of success than students who miss a lot of school. And, we miss you. We really need you here at school. If you do need to be out, then we suggest that you communicate with your teachers about your missing assignments and arrange for makeups for assignments or tests. Each teacher has office hours, and those are posted by the door, so students can make arrangements with their teachers to make up work and tests typically during their teacher office hours. Students who are considering playing sports in college need to stay in touch with your coach and your counselor. For students who may be considering a Division I, II, or III school, these students need to register at the NCAA, and then other colleges require students to have an account with the NAIA. And again, if you have questions about this, just speak with your counselor and your coach. Your 2023 yearbook is now on sale, and these can be purchased for $65 through October the 31st, and then the price goes up to $75, and that price runs through December 31st. And then after the first of the year, January 1st, the price will be $85, and that's why supplies last. So again, go ahead and purchase your 2023 yearbook today. You can see Ms. Lepresky if you have any questions or concerns.
Staying connected, you can view us here at Lumpkin County High School. We have a wonderful 360 virtual tour. If you've not seen or become familiar with some of our programs, our facilities, our different options that we have to offer for our students and our community here at the high school, check us out. The website is listed here, lchs.lumpkinschools.com, and that's a great option to view a little bit more information about us here at the high school. Another great resource to stay on track with all things academic, as well as especially leading up into senior year. Our counseling department website, we do aim to try to keep this as updated as possible with different academic career planning and other helpful information about options, scholarships, things like that, that will really help our students as they look toward graduation. That is available at the main Lumpkin County High School website. It's right at the top right of the page. There's a tab for the school counseling information, or our direct website is listed here, www.lchs-counseling.weebly.com, or again, that can be accessed directly from the main Lumpkin County High School website. Another way to stay in the know about things that are going on, all things Lumpkin County High School, there's a lot of different practices, games, events, activities, is to sign up for the Indian Memo. The Indian Memo is a text message email blast that will go out to our families that are signed up for it every Friday, and it has a schedule for the next upcoming week, organized by day. So what's happening on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for each week, to be able to stay in the know about different things that are going on, as well as upcoming events, different things, and announcements for our family members. So to sign up to receive the Indian Memo, visit tinyurl.com/Indian Memo, and that will get you signed up so that way you can receive that correspondence. Google Classroom is available for all of our homerooms for juniors. They are a part of that, and what we do during different things throughout the year. We post things for our junior students that they automatically receive email notifications. Family can join this as well as a guardian or parent. If you need to do that, we can help you. The code is listed here, or your junior student can help add you to the Google Classroom as well if needed. But this is a lot of the things internally that we ask for our students to do with announcements like fill out this form for homecoming or t-shirts, or filling out upcoming events and speakers that we have here at the high school. So that is another option for our students to stay in the know about different things going on here. Ask us anything. We definitely would love to hear from you if you have any questions at any point in time planning for life here at Lumpkin County High School, or looking at the future. We're here to support you. All of our administrative team is listed here, from our principal, Mr. Kirk, through our assistant principals, Ms. McPherson, Mr. Matthews, and Ms. Powell. They are definitely very accessible. Then here through our counseling department, our counselors, Ms. Gerard, myself, Ms. Dietrich, and then Ms. Irvin. Our emails are listed here, as well as our graduation coach, Coach Jones, who works very closely with a lot of our students for different things and needs for looking at graduation. He is available. And then, of course, a couple of our other fabulous support, rock star support team. We have Ms. McElwainey, our school social worker, who helps families and students with different community resources and needs. And our front office team with Ms. Gilreath, Ms. Self, and Ms. Gooch, who do our attendance, our counseling secretary work, as well as our registrar. So please reach out at any time. We'd love to hear from you and help you with any point about things that you have for your student, yourself as a family, planning for academics here at the high school, as well as looking beyond Lumpkin County High School, what we can do as students are approaching their senior year. Here is a list of some helpful links that kind of are referenced through different points throughout this presentation. This is a great screen to go ahead and screenshot if you're watching this at home. Couple of these links that I want to highlight: georgiafutures.org. That's where students and families can create an account to view their HOPE GPA progress at any point during their high school career, as well as if a student does dual enrollment, they have action items that they will complete through Georgia Futures. Then ACT.org and collegeboard.org are websites where students register for those college entrance placement exams, the SAT and the ACT. So those are things that students will have to sign up for themselves through those websites. And then, of course, we have our counseling website. Different information listed here about our curriculum guide is available, where students and families can view information about our courses, suggested plans for taking courses in which order, how we look at doing those, and then also a video that's available for how we as the counseling staff typically approach organizing the graduation plans with our students and developing what that looks like for each of our students. You can find us online through all of our social media accounts. Lumpkin County High School is very active and posts a lot of the different wonderful things that our students, our faculty, staff, our different sports teams, clubs, fine arts, all of those are being involved in. So you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that wraps up our virtual junior class of 2024 meeting. We do thank you guys for attending virtually with us today. Please reach out if you have any questions or things that we can address and help follow up on. But we do look forward to meeting individually with our juniors coming up after fall break a little bit later in October. Again, make sure you check in with your junior early in October for that list. They'll have that appointment letter that will have their individual appointment time with their counselor. And we do invite you to attend either in person or on phone. Reach out to us if you need a virtual link to attend virtually. But we look forward to planning for an upcoming senior year for our class of 2024. Thanks and have a great evening, everyone.